Hey, hey. So I'm just figuring out this new Zoom interface for Facebook Live, and it appears that I am live on Facebook. And today is Monday, and I am coming on to share with all of you coaches something that's near and dear on my heart. And the reason I decided to create this week specifically for coaches who are launching businesses is because I personally have discovered that I love mentoring new coaches. And I also understand that there are a lot of coaching programs out there that are giving incredible information. I am not bagging on any program, but what I'm noticing is missing is high level mentorship in the business aspect, in launching your business, in scaling your business. And often, too many times, I see that you are given this amazing information, but when it comes time to actually apply it in real life, there is a lack of guidance. There's no apprenticeship style model, and you're kind of left to just apply the information as you learned it in school and like pray that it works in the real world. And one thing that we know is that the real world is full of curveballs that no program can prepare you for. That's where the practice comes in. That's where learning to take a swing at those curveballs happens. And so I decided to create this whole week around just supporting you. And some of my advice you may have heard before, but I'm willing to bet you that a lot of your advice is advice that you have not heard yet. My practical skills have taught me that what I learned in school is not what actually happens in the real world. And through the next 5 days, I'm going to give you real world examples, real world advice, and tips to help you navigate as you are growing your coaching business. So, who am I and why am I even qualified to be talking about this? So, my name is Jessica. I am a retired nurse. I served as a nurse in my community for 17 years. Started off as a nurse's aide, and through the end of my career, I spent about 8 years in the emergency room as a trauma nurse. And what I discovered through that adventure was number one, I discovered who I am. I got grit. I learned to stand on my own two legs, and I learned what I was capable of through the fire of challenge and being called to rise up. Because the truth is, as an ER nurse, if you don't step up in those moments when you are not feeling super confident about your skills, somebody could die. That was the real world for me for about 8 years. And through that experience, I learned what I was made of. And I learned that people are not going to die on my shift. And I learned that I probably have the head knowledge, and in practice, it does save lives. So that's kind of my background. And I have been full time in business as a coach for over 2 years now. And I am retired. And I have to say, results not typical. You cannot expect to launch your own business and, just hope that you're going to be retired someday without doing the work. It takes consistent action and hard work. And I'll tell you what, I have learned a lot of lessons in the last 5 years in coaching. I started off my journey with about a $30,000 and 2 year investment, learning about business. And the reason that I went that route was because as a nurse, I didn't necessarily feel like I needed the therapeutic communication skills or kind of the more transformational mindset part of the coaching program. I felt like I had learned quite a bit of that with what I did as a nurse. But what I needed was the business, the nuts and bolts of how to actually run and scale a sustainable business. So that is what I learned over my 2 year adventure. And unfortunately, what I had at the end of that 3 years of putting it all in practice was an expensive hobby. So much like many coaches experience, I invested the time. I was the model student. I did everything that I was told. But then at the end of the program and in practice, I was falling short. I was not creating the impact that I had on my heart to create, nor was I creating the income that I needed to really step full time into business. And so I had to shift gears and reevaluate the systems that I was using and how I was reaching people. And one of the fundamental steps that I personally continue to reevaluate often, like minimum every 3 months, but lately I've been reevaluating almost every month, is my why. Why did I decide to launch a coaching business? Why did I get into being a coach in the first place? Why did I decide to retire and become a full-time nurse? Or excuse me, a full-time coach? And the reason that your why is so incredibly important is because you can expect challenge. You can expect failure. You can expect setbacks. You can expect obstacles in this business of coaching, of honestly, of launching any business. You are going to face challenges, setbacks, failures, obstacles that are designed to help you learn and grow to the next level. And if you are not crystal freaking clear on why you became a coach and what it is that you desire to serve in this world with your business, I'll tell you what, it's like dipping a toe in the water and deciding to never try the cannonball off the high dive, because there is a thrill in trying the cannonball and the high dive. But if you dip your toe and you say, oh, you know what, it's too cold, I don't think I'm going to do it, that's what's going to happen in your business. If you have a why within your heart and you recognize that that why is your mission and you are going to serve that mission and you embrace those challenges and those obstacles as your way, then my friend, you are going to have a business worthy of serving. And here is my hottest tip on developing your why. Most of us were asked, well, why do I start a coaching business? And for me, I was like, well, I just want to help people. And then my coach asked me, why do you want to help people? And I was like, this just got kind of real. Why do I want to help people? So this strategy is called 7 Levels Deep. It is not my own strategy. It is a strategy that I learned. You can go to 7levelsdeep.com to pull up the questions for yourself. And I highly, highly recommend that you go through 7 Levels Deep. It's like, I call it like the curious toddler. You want to ask yourself why 7 times. And by the way, for those of you who are not in business and not running a coaching business, but you have a goal, you can use this technique. I use this strategy with my clients to help understand their true why, because usually the first 2, 3, 4, like, why is that important to you questions that you ask yourself are just surface level kind of meh stuff that don't really mean anything. But once you get to that 5th, 6th, 7th level, that's when your real true why comes out. And for me, it started with helping people and it ended with a true mission, a mission that I am inspired to wake up and serve every day. And that mission is to partner with communities to create optimal health and well-being. And the reason that that is so important to me is because I served in the nursing field. I served in healthcare. I served at my local hospital. I partnered with physicians and techs and other nurses and surgeons and like tons and tons of staff that were there to support a community. And in that process, I got burned out. I was exhausted because I stopped feeling like I was making a difference. Because the people that I would see were sick because of their own poor lifestyles, and they felt totally and completely disempowered to change it. And I recognize that as a coach, if I can partner with one person and that person inspires somebody else in their friends or family circle, and that person inspires somebody else, we are going to have a shot at creating healthy communities. And those healthy communities are in turn going to save the doctors and the nurses and the healthcare systems from burning out because of lifestyle related illnesses. That is what was birthed when I asked myself, why do I want to be a coach? Because I'll tell you what, I have had my challenges. I have absolutely been on the floor crying in my business because I was being challenged and I was questioning whether or not I wanted to continue. And it's in those moments when I reminded myself why I decided to step boldly into coaching and why I chose to allow my nursing license to go into an active status. Why I made that choice is because I have a mission to serve. And it doesn't matter how freaking hard it is right now or what life throws at me. My why is solid enough and I understand the impact of what it is that I'm creating, that I will not give up. I might be on the dirt, in the floor, crying, calling my mentors, confessing that I don't think I can do this anymore, or suffering in silence, like I'm so used to doing, right? Like that's a bad habit that I'm working on breaking. There's no such, if suffering in silence cured it, we'd all be cured. Right? So leaning into your mentorship, I will throw that extra tip at you. But when you are crystal clear about why you started this business and why it's worth fighting for, you are going to be able to powerfully navigate the challenges, the obstacles, the failures, and the setbacks that come your way. You are going to learn a mindset of embracing those as on the way rather than seeing them as in the way. And that has power. I'm going to go ahead and post the website 7levelsdeep.com into the comments. So please feel free to click on that and develop your 7 level deep why. And I would love, love, love if you would be willing to share your why in the comment. Let us know what it is that you're fighting for. What's your mission? Why is it important to you to take a stand and to fight for and to navigate obstacles in a business that creates such massive service to others? Now, as you're going through this, you might get a little tripped up. You might have some questions about how this process actually works. And I want to invite you to join me live on Saturday. I'm going to open up my Zoom room for everybody to hop in, open forum, ask me questions, ask about the process, ask about developing your why, ask about any of the content that I'm developing throughout this week and sharing with you. And if you would like to participate in that and would like the Zoom link, I want you to type hashtag Saturday into the comments so that I know that you are in, and I will look forward to answering your questions then. Much love. Have so much fun.